What are you doing? What are you doing with your time, man? How you staying busy?
Well, I recently started reading books. That is something I have never done. I have never been able to read a book.
What are you reading right now?
It just took a pandemic to get Jared to open books.
Only took a global pandemic.
But I read The Handmaid's Tale.
So The Handmaid's Tale, I watched. My wife was watching it. I went downstairs. She was just trying out the first episode. I went down there, and I got kind of like caught in watching it for like 30 minutes or so. But from what I gathered, and I don't know, it's not really a spoiler alert, but what I gathered is that there were women who had to like sleep with, okay, so I think it was like a rich guy and his wife, but they had like maids and all this stuff, but they'd have to sleep with the guy because she couldn't have a baby or something. What is that all about?
So it's like it takes place in America, but this religious like sect of politicians and really rich people ended up overthrowing the government, and then they created this whole new society that's super religious, and I guess there were some fertility problems, and so they kidnapped all the women that they knew were fertile and made them handmaids. And I think handmaids were in the Bible too. I think that was something that actually existed. But I'm not sure. I haven't checked that. But these handmaids were stationed with the commanders and their wives. Those were like the higher ups in the government. So they were the ones that would get to have children. It's messed up.
Right, and like it was a weird scene, man. It's like episode 1 chance. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I've been told like it's very dark.
But the lady comes in and she has to just lay there, but the wife is still in the room, and the husband. It was weird, man. It was like completely weird, but
it is so messed up.
It reminds me of I don't know if you guys are watching Waco on Netflix.
No, I want to start it though.
That was good.
It was really good. It's really good, man. Do you know the Waco story though, Chance?
Yeah, I know the Waco. I know.
Pretty good, man. It's pretty good. It actually. So here's the thing. I knew about it, right? Mm-hmm. I knew certain clips in my head from when it happened, but I didn't know a lot of the details, man. But like, then I watched the show first on Netflix. And then that got me like delving into like the actual footage, and so it was crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And it started getting me to think like, I don't think he did anything. I don't think he was doing anything, man. I didn't see anything wrong with what he was doing out there. In a nutshell, no spoiler alert, really, but in a nutshell, Dave.
Everybody knows the spoiler.
Yeah, right. Everybody knows the spoiler.
Everybody knows the spoiler.
But Dave Koresh, man. I mean, he had a cult, right? So somebody asked this question. Well, I got a joke. You ready? Here's the joke.
Yeah, let's
riddle.
hear the joke. All right.
What's the difference between a cult and a religion?
What's the difference between a cult and a religion?
About 100 years.
Yeah.
About 100 years, man. But that's kind of what it was. So Dave Koresh had this cult following. They thought that he was the second coming of Jesus.
Yep.
And same thing, a lot of the guys, so supposedly he was saying that he was the second coming of Jesus, and that people had to be sinless.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for them to be sinless, he was going to be the sinful Messiah. So he would sin for everybody so that their lives could be saved. What that also meant is that all the men that followed him, they had to basically give their wives up to him, and he slept with them. And they would have kids and everything.
But
and
how does that make... Okay.
Because he was committing the sin.
But isn't the wife also committing sin? How is the wife then sinless if she's still married to that man but sleeping with...
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I think something about the lust part.
I'm not saying that he, I mean, that's the cult. Like, can jail for that? I mean, not that they went to jail, but could you go to jail for that, or is that actually wrong if that's what your religion believes?
Yeah, I feel like I mean, they kind of got fake married. I feel like all these people, all the women got married to him technically, but I don't think it was ever official. So I don't even know that any of that could have even been breaking the law.
Yeah.
They weren't
Right.
technically married.
That's the part. That's the only part where I was like, okay, that's a little weird. I don't agree with that. But it wasn't, in my opinion, something that you should get arrested for. Like, polygamy is one of those things, like, I can't judge anybody on what they believe. You know what I mean? So, like, if you want to be polygamous, that's fine. It has nothing to do with me. It doesn't harm me one bit or whatever, right? So I'm like, go ahead and do you. But somehow, some way, that's a good question, Chance, because the women would still be, well, okay, so his idea
I mean,
was,
I'm just poking a hole in his cult, like,
right, but he was saying that he was taking lust away from the men. So the men of his cult, he was trying to get, lust is sinful. So if they weren't being lustful, he would take that sin on for them. Yeah. But I don't know what that means for the women.
Eye roll. I'll take that burden off of you.
But that's not why the FBI and DEA went in, man. They went in because of the weapons. So he was stockpiling weapons, but I think they were all like legal and registered, and like, it wasn't like.
I think they thought that these guns were illegal and they were making them automatic or something like that.
Because you can't have fully automatic weapons. Yeah. It's really easy to change a automatic weapon from a fully automatic weapon.